Yes, we are live now. So, yes. So, thank you, folks, for coming. Actually, those who are watching the interview via live, if you have any question, you just keep the question a set because Mr. Purav will give the answer as per his convenience because we are live through Zoom. This here, my audience are basically other business owners, but specifically who are watching this, they are the working professionals. So for them, specifically, they have some career problems, career issues, and everything. So personally, I'm welcoming you, and I'm honored to have you in the discussion today. I'm going to just discuss about this. So he is Mr. Purav Bhatt. He is the owner of Career Ownership Hub, and yes. So I'm just going to give the website and contact details and email ID, everything in the chat session. And then it will be going towards our uh, description box. You can connect with him directly if you have any career questions and anything regarding this. So, yeah. So, Mr. Purav, just let me know about your niche and your mission in your life.
Thank you, Debasmita. I am also very glad to be a part of this interview with you.
Thank you.
And I see that you are also doing a great job helping people, business owners, set up their business. And thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
I am on a mission to help mid-career professionals in their journey to take their career decisions with more clarity and confidence. One of the biggest reasons is my own journey. I have been through all this journey. I have been in the corporate world for over a decade. And after first 10 years of my corporate journey, I realized that I am running a race without any goals and without any targets. And I asked myself, how long can I run the race like this? The race of getting average results. And after first 10 years of my journey, I started taking massive actions for my personal growth. The fact is that for the first 10 years in my corporate journey, I did not invest any time nor money for my personal growth. And that was the biggest mistake that I committed. But when I started taking actions and I took support from external mentors, I realized it too late that I should have some external advice, some external guidance. And when I started taking support from mentors, when I followed their instructions, took massive actions, in first 2-3 years, I started developing the courage to take my own decisions. And let me tell you, it took me a lot of time to build this courage to take decisions. And after 5 years of this support from mentors, I was able to quit my 9 to 5 job. The target was not to quit the job, but I was able to overcome my own fears and I was able to develop the ability to take some risks. And then I stepped out and I thought that whatever actions I have taken, I can start helping mid-career professionals because when I look around me, majority of the professionals are stuck in the journey. The fact is that they have a lot of potential, but they are not taking actions because of various reasons, because of the programming that is done, because of the low risk taking abilities, because of the fear, because of the society. And that's where I took a decision that I would help all the people who are willing to step out of this race. So that's where I started this journey of helping mid-career professionals, and I established Career Ownership Hub. And there is a message in the name also. I want people to take ownership of their career, complete charge of their career. And that's how I started with my niche and my mission.
Absolutely stunning because it really a great insight over there that they have to become their ownership because in a professional world we never thought of taking our own ownership, right? We always think that we have to be the slave of our masters. So that's the reason we use the word serve. So it's a slavery in that word. So I'm extremely sorry those who are working professionals, but their mentality when we become an entrepreneur also, that still our mind is like, sir, right? We have not crossed that level. But when you're talking about the taking the ownership of the responsibility, it has a huge meaning. Means you are becoming much more mature from this. So
Hmm.
it's a very powerful word which you have, your niches, and I like that niche. Definitely, people should know their worth, and then they can take their actions easily there. So, what is a career growth? Basically, when we are talking about the career growth, what do you mean by the word career growth? Yeah.
I will answer this in two different ways. Okay. First is what we have understood as career growth. And all this is because of the way we have been nurtured since childhood. And I would say nobody is at fault, right? We have been programmed the way our previous generation was. So when we talk about career growth, the only thing that we understand is the vertical growth from a executive to a senior executive to a manager to a senior manager to a vice president and like this. For normal human beings, this is what the definition is of career growth, the vertical ladder. And unfortunately, this thing is killing because this is a short term game if you just want to always climb the ladder. And I understood this too late in my journey. So, what my definition of career growth now is, and I will give a very simple, easy to understand correlation that when we start building houses, we first create a horizontal foundation, right? It has to grow horizontally first. And then the vertical growth is a byproduct of the horizontal. The stronger the foundation is, the higher we can grow vertically. But if we just focus on the vertical growth, then if you look at a house without a foundation, there is always a risk of falling down in case there is any external disturbance. So now if we focus on vertical growth and let's say there is a recession, let's say there are any such domain specific challenges, then the people who are just focusing on the vertical growth are at a risk. So to come to the point, career growth begins with diversification in the career, and then the byproduct is your vertical growth. So the new definition of career growth, according to me, is diversify and grow. Just don't grow.
Fabulous. Yeah, this is what, yeah, definitely. This is something, yes, you should understand your path and then grow. It's an amazing word which you have used it. If they are not understanding which path, because we get diverted to the different directions. We are now, we have lot of informations to gather from various sources, right? Every day, even during the adolescent period, we have right now so many systems are coming. But getting into one is difficult now. But once you are showing the goal, showing the path, it works amazing in that case. Definitely, this is going to give a proper direction to the people to understand and grow in their future. This is really interesting. The career growth, the term you have used. Now, I'm just going to ask you why it is so important. Career growth is important. Yeah.
Because see, if we look at life, okay, I will also correct this. Career growth is important, but it is not the only thing. Okay, there are a lot of aspects to life, and people should realize this as early as possible. Career growth is important because it is one of the sources of income. Career growth is important because it is also societal that we should show to the world that yes, I am growing in my corporate journey, I am growing in my career. But when it comes to career growth, I would say it is more of maturity with the age that you are getting in. And as you grow, the fear should go away. I have always realized that we are all driven by fear and there is no growth. To be very honest, very few people are actually growing. Others are running the race. So coming back to your question, what is career growth? Career growth is with your seniority, are you able to create a larger impact, be it on the organization, be it on the people, but are you able to add more value as you grow in your career? That is the definition of growth. It is not with designations. Growth is not measured by designations. Growth is measured by what value are you adding and how many people are you influencing. So that is what I would say, Devasmita, is career growth, and everybody might have a different definition about career growth.
Yes, it's really a strong one. So definitely, career growth is something. When we are thought of career growth, in my perspective, also the same thing. People are running behind the designation. Okay, my career is I am in a CEO position. How much knowledge you have gathered to become a CEO? Is do you know that how much value you are giving to your employees? Do you respect your employees? This question should come. How two questions definitely you should ask yourself. If I am be in this position, how much values I am giving, and if I am not be in this position, how much values I am not giving. So if these two questions, when you are giving the answers, then definitely you can understand that how much values you are capable to give. Means how much values I'm giving and how much values I'm capable to give.
Yes.
If yeah. So because in the companies when we were working, we are in one place are getting stopped. No, that the owner of the organization, no, I am the supreme. It is happening, right? So I will take the decision. No, since you should give another your friend, your subordinate to take their decisions and grow if you have the growth mentality. So career growth is very important. The way you have explained this, I'm completely a mess and I'm just thinking that you are just talking about my heart out. Means this is what the thing is all grows because we are under the same mentorship. So mentors are important always in this case. People otherwise go hayward, right? Coming to one mentor, coming to a mentorship means, for example, if anybody selects you as a mentor, will get the right direction because people are going in different directions are open. So follow one mentor. If you are coming to Purav, if you are listening to Purav, you will get one direction where he can help you in your career growth. So this is definitely there is a definition, a tough definition which he has already explained. Now, what are the some ways to active career growth? This question, what are the what are the some ways to achieve your career growth? Just maybe somebody will think how to achieve it because we are, yes, career growth we are discussing, how to achieve that career.
So the way the technology is disrupting and the way the dynamism has increased in the world, the path to career growth or the parameters of career growth are also changing. If you look 20 years ago, it was more of work hard in the office and keep your boss happy, and then you can grow. Right. So it was all performing within the four walls of the organization to get growth. And at that point in time, job changes were not so often. People were not changing jobs. They continued the same job which they started. Right. And they kept on growing organically in that particular organization. In today's world, the dynamics, as the dynamics of technology is changing, the dynamics of globalization has come in that now you cannot limit yourself to four walls of your organization. You have to be visible. You have to be visible within the organization and beyond the organization. One of the first parameter of career growth is establishing your visibility, continuous visibility. You cannot be visible only to your manager. You have to be visible to the entire organization. And you have to be visible to the entire all the stakeholders beyond the organization. So the first point which I would share as a parameter of career growth is start increasing your visibility. And when I say this, you should have some clarity about which direction you want to grow. As you mentioned in the last point, that people should have clarity about the direction. So once you have the clarity on the direction, you have to position yourself in the right way for your next step. So you have to be visible in the right manner. The second point, which I would say, is start working on your soft skills. To take the next position, if you say that I will keep focusing on my technical skills are relatively easy to copy. You can differentiate yourself based on your soft skills like team work, empathizing, communication and presentation, influencing, critical thinking, working under pressure. These are the skills which cannot be easily copied, and these are the skills which will differentiate you from others. So start focusing more on your soft skills. The third point which I would tell you is set your goals based on your strength and not based on the trends. This is extremely important for all the people, not only mid-career professionals. But if you look around today, when I talk to my mentees, the question I get is, Purav, IT is booming. I would like to move to IT. Please try to understand there are experts already sitting there. Even if you move to IT, you have to plan to work at a junior level, because you cannot become an expert by Coursera and Udemy courses. You can just get a certificate. And mind well, these are trends. Trends are always short term. By the time you learn something, the trend might go off. So base your goals on your strength and not on trends. So three things which I shared is visibility, soft skills, and strategy, strength-based goals. And the last is create a personal brand to take charge of your career for a sustainable growth. You can take one step by luck. You can change job by luck, but you cannot sustain the growth just based on your luck. So start building a sustainable brand with which you can navigate as per your wish in your career.
Absolutely. Means this sounds good. That is the don't go by the trends. Set your own goals by this. What exactly you have your strength. This is the word which really affects my mind, because when we are writing the goals, we definitely, even now also, yes, we are going by the trains, what exactly they want. Yes, but we never thought of our strength. This is also a new learning for me. Since strength, we do SWOT analysis, but we never thought of putting the goals into strength, streaming like this. This is something very new, very powerful word which you have used. Because every day is a new learning for everyone. And another thing is you have to be an open learner. Okay, it should be not like this, that we are coming, this IT industries are going, and this food industries are growing. Industries are growing. Every industries will grow if you are contributing
Yes.
to your best. So it is up to you, because one company is nothing. It's a human company are nothing. It's the human being, right?
Yes.
So how you are giving, how much impact you are putting to your business, this is what you are doing. You are giving it. So this is, if you are a person who is looking forward for the growth, definitely this is the right time, and take a decisions. Definitely this according, and the 4 points, the way he has given is completely a new learning. Now the question comes, yeah, thank you for very much for the great insight, because I too learned about this, the goals related to the strengths. Yeah. So how can self-reflection contribute to career growth?
Yes, Devasmita, this is one of the most important questions. And you know what? At Career Ownership Hub, we are following a framework. And with you, I can definitely share. And for all the audience, I would like to share the framework. The framework is called 2R 2S framework, where the first R stands for reflections. The second R stands for reinvent. The third, the first S is for strengthen, and the last S is for sustain. So quickly, I will just give a very brief of what these things stand for. Reflections, I will come to it in detail, but reflect on your journey, right? Once you start reflecting, you understand what is the learning from your journey. And with that learning, you can reinvent yourself. So the second R is reinventing, where you set your new goals. And when you set your new goals with an action plan, you start taking actions to strengthen your journey. So the S stands for strengthening by taking actions, consistent actions, strengthen your journey. But when you start taking consistent actions, you will get small success. And then most of the people relax, assuming that now I've started getting success. And there you have to raise the bar. That is to sustain the journey, you have to keep raising the bar with the successes. So this is the 2R2S framework. And the most important component of this framework is reflections. Your entire strength is in your journey, the journey that you have traveled. You have been through bad times, you have been through good times. You have survived during the bad times, but you have not learned with your journey. What is missing is the learning. And because of this, the miss of learning, you are afraid with the similar challenges. Have you learned in the past? Had you learned in the past? The new challenges are not different, they are the same. We should not be afraid at all. So, as a first step, do self reflections. And there is a method of doing self reflections, not a scientific method. To be very honest, I believe in practical methods. And what I did in the last 5 years of my corporate journey before I stepped out, and today more than 100 mentees are following this framework, and many of them, not all of them, many of them have got success. So I proudly say that this framework is working for many. And the first biggest component is reflections. So how to do it? Put your entire journey on a time. Devasmita, it is okay if I explain the self-reflection process, how to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
It's my own process. Draw a timeline and put your entire journey on a timeline. Now, when I say this, not every day is a big event in the life, but there would be some big events on the personal front as well as the professional front. Mark those years. First, on the timeline, just mark the years. This year, something happened. This year, something important happened. The next step, start putting the events. Just one word, what happened? And then below that, write what was your learning because of that event. What skills did you apply and what skills did you acquire? Sometimes what happens is when we take up a new role in the organization, we have some skills and some skills are on the job learning when we start working. So you have two sets of skills. One is which you have already got and one is which you acquire because of the situation. So when you put this timeline, put all your skills, the ones you have acquired and the ones that you already had. Okay, this I call as your skills landscape. And this skills landscape will help you identify your strength. If you do not do self-reflection, what happens is you will only consider the last 2 years of your journey, what I did in the last 2 years, and your next step will be based only on the 2 years. But you know what? There are many good things which I have done earlier. And sometimes those are the things that you loved. Pull it back, pull it ahead, and bring it to the present. This is how self-reflections work, and it will make you realize your real power. So, Devasmita, thanks for the question. And self-reflection is very important when you want to plan your next step in career.
And absolutely, a studying it, learning we are as happening because they are getting maximum values, and definitely it's a huge thing. Even this is the reflection is something, and reinvention in the side by side is very important because reinventing yourself. Because when we are going to a company or something, when we are writing a goal, when we are not aware of the maximum people are not aware about their purpose. So, and they are not, how they can set a goals, because this is something which is new concepts to them. Whenever I'm going for a webinar, I'm taking any webinar, even these people are coming, I don't know what the goals, this is a new type, new things which is coming. Purpose we never thought of. We never see, the thing is, it's the thing when we are learning, since we are under mentor, so we know that this way we have to do it. Our direction is this. So even if you are not having a mentor, please have your mentor right now so that you can channelize, you can connect with Mr. Purav in this case, because he will set your goals, he will give you the direction. And the time is the constraint, otherwise you will be going in depth. Because he is just giving the overview. He is not able to tell you in depth until and unless you are connecting with him and get to know more about it. So it will be your enhancement, how much values you are providing to the world, depending upon how much you are gathering. So another question comes, what are the some potential risks associated with career growth?
The potential risk is that if you keep playing too safe, that is the biggest risk that you are taking.
Yes.
Right? Don't keep playing safe. Okay. The second risk, which I already mentioned, is following the trends blindly. Don't follow the trends. Yes, you can take advantage of the trends, but if you blindly follow the trends, you are taking a very big risk. Okay. The third is don't follow the crowd. One is trends, other is a crowd. Right. So don't follow the crowd, because crowd gives average result. Crowd is for average. If you are happy with average, go ahead, but don't complain. If you are not happy with average, stay out of the crowd. Staying with the crowd is the risk. So as I said, the first risk is following the trends, or first is not taking a risk. Playing very safe is the first risk. Second is following the trends. Third is staying with the crowd. That is the biggest risk. And the fourth is avoiding failures. If you are avoiding failures in your journey, then you are missing all the learnings. So ask yourself, if you have not failed miserably in the last 1 or 2 years, and when I say fail, not achieving targets is not a failure. So just don't assume that I did not achieve the targets, I failed. That is a small part of your career. But when you are taking unique decisions, you are increasing the uncertainty, but the fruits are larger. And you failed and you learned, that is a failure. But if you have not failed, then you are taking a big risk. So I actually want to explain this to you in very simple terms, the way I have seen my journey. No scientific knowledge is required, no scientific methods are required. It is our journey, our life, and the mistakes that we are making. And the last or two more things. When you take advice for your career, ask a person who has traveled the journey that you want to travel. Don't go to your family and don't go to your friends. Not that your family will not give you the right advice, but they will give you advice which is attached with emotions, because they know your weakness. They know what you cannot do. So they'll focus more on what you cannot do. And your friends, they are like you. वो यारी दोस्ती में एडवाइस, करियर एडवाइस नहीं मिलता है. यारी दोस्ती में कौन सा मूवी देखना है, कौन सी होटल में जाना है, कहाँ हॉलिडे मनाना है, that happens in friendship. Find a mentor, a person who can look at you from the external perspective, who doesn't know your weaknesses, who can help you take calculated risks, and who can act as a support system in case something goes wrong. But the person who always pushes you out of the comfort zone. So follow these things. If you do not have a mentor, that is also a risk. You will not understand this risk because there is nothing to lose if you don't have a mentor. But there will be a loss in profits. You are not using your full potential if you do not have a mentor, and which you will never realize.
Absolutely. It reminds me of one of the story, that is a bhalu. Okay, we all know about this. The bear is sitting on the dock, which has a he was so it has something, a kneel over there. Okay, a keel over there, and he was continuously sitting over there. Okay, though he knows it is hurting me, but still he's just sitting on the nail continuously. Though it's okay, but still it is I'm under the shelter. No, on the rock, okay, I'm protected because this is the place where, and though he has to move to other place where he can get the more comfort, he is not moving because that is the uncomfort zone. He was thinking like, this is a new place for me, uncomfort zone. How? But still he is sitting there. Once the bee comes, and then he knows that if the bee stings me, then I'm going to look awkward. Yeah, then the beer has just to remove, means she has to shift the place. That is what, yes, one of the coach also, one of our mentor also speak about this story. So like this, we are the bees. Now we are the coaches, we are the bees. So just come out from your comfort zone, sit and then see. Yeah, definitely there is a failure. Don't have a problem. Every success, always remember the pillar of failure is success. So if you are not failing, then how will you taste the success? So success doesn't come so easily. Every pain has a gain. So pain, just fail. It's okay. And don't just overexert yourself that this is the failure I have. It's fine. It's okay. But always think positive that this failure can give me a good insight where the great learnings are happening. So for this, please contact him in this case because he is also doing a very great job in career coaching. So he will give you the great insight and increasing your career benefits. So yeah, and yes, can you just help the people with your contact number and the email ID over there? Just go to the chat session and later, anyways, I have your card. I will be putting this in the description.
Definitely. So I'm putting my contact email ID in the chat
section. Yeah. And your website also.
Yes, I'm also putting my website in the chat. So this is my email ID, and this is my website. Okay, so I put both the things in the chat.
Yes, and I have your contact number. I will be putting that in the comment section, in the description box, so that they can, whoever wants to connect, can directly connect with you, and they will get a great insight. Because career is something, is not like career growth doesn't mean going to the one level to another level, but in depth you have to know how to reinvent yourself. Because everything is coming, the reflection, the reinvention, the specific goals writing, how you have to, the smart work. The best part is the smart work, how you are doing on for your career benefit, because how much values you are going to give. Are you, how much potential are you, and how much values you are giving to your employees, staff, subordinates matters a lot in this case. And definitely, if you have a strong hold in the whenever, if you have all this strong potentiality within you, you can convince your bosses,
Yes.
because yeah, that has a strength. You are talking make that with a sense then, which will definitely go to their interior mind, and they will see think, yes, he or she is correct. So definitely come forward. Anything, we are already share we has already shared the email ID and the website, and check in the description box for the more details and how to connect with him, what exactly he do. Everything will be mentioned there, so that you can connect him and get a positive result. So I'm blessed and honored to have you in the conversation was very insightful, and really I learned a lot from you, Mr. Purav. So yeah. So what is your last steps you want to give it to the people who are listening and who will watch this letter? Yeah, yeah,
I would just tell one thing.
yeah,
You know what? Your health and your family comes above your career. Okay. Take care of your health first. It will
yeah.
help you to take care of your family. And if you are taking care of both the things, health and family, nobody can stop your career growth, because people are not able to grow in their career because of not good health. Okay. Now, mid-career professionals above 35 years of age, you have to first focus on your health, because you need to be energetic throughout. If you want to climb the ladder, even if you want to climb the ladder, you have to be energetic, and you have to have your support system healthy. Your support system is your family. So when you set your career goals, before you set your career goals, set your health goal and set your family goal. What I mean by health goal is, if you are having any physical problem or any, the most common things today are blood pressure, diabetes, hypertension. Trust me, this is becoming very common at the age of 40. So if you are having any such challenges, start taking the precautions. If not, start focusing on the health routine. And the second is, please invest quality time with your family, especially with your kids, definitely with your spouse. But your kids need you physically and mentally, not only physically. Just don't sit with them, engage with them. And for that, you have to keep your professional journey out of the house. So before we end, Devasmith, I would just tell, you have got one life. Money
Yeah.
is not a problem.
Yes,
The
definitely.
problem is here. So
So
start changing your mindset, and believe me, life is beautiful. Life is not a struggle. Thank you so much, Devasmita, for having me. And it
yes,
was
and
wonderful.
actually, yeah, and I'm also blessed to have you here. Yes, and one question comes, maybe people will think that we are talking about failure. Okay, what learning we have got it from the failure? Okay, one we will tell you. Miss you first say, and then I'm telling you from the failure what I learned, and in my career path, and what is your learning from one of your failures, is whatever is coming right now in your mind. Yeah.
So when I say learning from failures is, when I was running the race, for me, every small thing was a failure. If things don't go as I planned, it was a failure for me. One of the biggest, I would really not say it as a failure, because of late I have not considered things failures as failures. I have never considered now that there is anything like failing. There is always learning. So when I stepped out of my corporate journey, I had some different plans of starting my business. But you know what? Just in 3 months, I realized that there is something wrong. So I had a partnership. I had an investor who was going to invest money, and I was supposed to do the work. But in 3 months, I realized that this is same as doing a job. And I took a decision to quit that partnership. Was that a failure? I would say it was if I consider it, but it was a learning for me. Had I taken more time, it would have been difficult for me to quit. So my learning was take quick decisions the moment you sense something is wrong, rather than waiting for things to settle. Nothing is going to settle on its own. Yeah, Devasmita, what do you? Your story.
Yeah, my story is right. So as we are always learning about system works, people feel, right? So it's absolutely in my case also the same thing happened. As we are not organized, as a whenever we are doing it, people have a always do a human error, right? We are
Hmm.
considering it, but systems sometimes do, but some systems gives the right result. We are inputting our head, our knowledge into this, but giving the proper result.
Hmm.
So yes, definitely, if we are not correct, yes, sometimes I did mistakes. From mistakes only I learned that I should have to input the right thing to the system to get the best result. So if you are just read as much as you can, because here the word read and absorb this podcast, YouTube channels, what gives a proper information is if it is called as a low diet
Hmm.
information is best than going to various. Because my mistake was I'm going through various things. I was also doesn't have the goal that time. The duration was not proper. So I to start my business in 2017. I was too going hayward because my system was not proper. I found it like I'm doing firefighting. I'm doing all the work by myself. So this is also not right. I should have to give means then after that I understood the word delegation, and now I am giving the work properly to the different departments what the work they have to do accordingly. Before this, before I was not having any mentor. In 2022, I get my mentor, and then I systematize my work. So this is previously that was like a hayward, and now systematically once done,
Hmm.
that is the learning which I have gathered, and I'm working on it. So yes,
Awesome.
yes, this is thank you very much. Yeah, this gives the results, and definitely have trust. The main thing is have trust on yourself and believe that you can achieve anything anytime.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the thing. So yeah, and I'm really honored to have you, and we have a lot of things to discuss and deliver. This is just the starting. We will definitely you again. I have to call you. You can also give your valuable inputs to them.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah. So thank you very much for today,
Thank you so much.
and definitely we are in touch with several other works we are doing, and we will be meeting in other social medias also. So maximum values as we are trying to give the best from our end. So definitely, and a lot of things. And in 8th of, or not 8th, on Mother's Day, we are planning for some event, me and another Deposmita. So we are planning something that is for the mothers, and specifically, we are not avoiding the fathers. So if you can, we will be giving the invitation, like those who have already coming here. We will give an invitation to them. They can also, so you people can speak about how the mothers can get inspired to work and how the career they can start it, and
Hmm.
if they have left the job after the delivery, how they can start their projects, because a lot of things comes in their mind, right?
Yeah.
So yes, definitely I will be honored if you people come and give your valuable inputs to the people, to those who have lost their confidence from them. You
Sure.
all know, yeah. So fine. So let's meet on that day, and in the meantime, we are in connection. We can meet in other social medias as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah. My pleasure.
Yeah, yes, yes, definitely. And I'm blessed and I'm thankful to you for coming and giving you valuable time. So definitely, I'm just I are ending here this session, and and definitely we will be getting in touch soon.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a
Well,
nice day.
yeah, thank you.